In fact, to do the work of a dozen men, I see. Ha, but I jest. He's jesting a lot. I think he means that. Even I can appreciate an important man such as yourself has little time for menial tasks. But since you're here, mayhap you'd be keen on having a look around the Zion's new home. See that impressive structure over there? That's the place. It was originally built to house a branch of the guild, you see. As such, it comes complete with a tavern, where adventurers can rest from the road, fill their bellies with good food and drink, and their ears with tales of fortunes to be had about the realm. May get a bit raucous at time, but I imagine it'll be as good a place as any to recruit capable men and women to your cause. Come with me. I'll show you around. That you, viewers? I'm quite sorry to interrupt, but I have most urgent news. We received grim tidings from Gridania, and it would appear our aid is required at once. I must ask you to report back to the Waking Sands with all due haste. Everything quite all right, friend? Can't say I'm privy to the details, but it would appear that this is no time for a leisurely tour. But no worries, you can rest assured that I'll see to all necessary arrangements. May return any time after you've seen to your more pressing matters. Man, he's likable. I like Slathborn. A messenger from the Twin Adders came to the Waking Sands while you were in Mordona. I wasn't privy to his conversation with the antecedent, but I did see the look on her face after he took his leave. Something is definitely amiss. Could it be that the Ixal have summoned Garud again? Or maybe the Imperial forces have been sighted within the Shroud? Well, whatever it may be, I'm absolutely certain that it's nothing you can't handle. Now go ask the antecedent if there's anything you can do. Cotter's just putting in the help. She's like, I know we need help. I know you're the best person for the job. I'm gonna become the staff expert of the Scions. I know what everyone can do. Knew this day would come, yet I prayed it would not come so soon. We have reason to believe another primal, or an entity resembling one, has been summoned in Gridania. Thine arrival is customarily timely, viewers. The etheric waves leave little room for doubt. Thy talents will be needed ere long. If there be truth in my suspicions, 'tis a familiar foe we face, though one quite unlike the Lady of the Vortex. We dare not draw conclusions without evidence, but as Urianger says, the readings bear a strong resemblance to ones observed more than 5 years ago. Though I hope the Mughals guard beyond such follies. As it say, this disturbance warrants a full investigation. Thy presence hath been requested by Commander Hilwa. He waiteth thee at the Adder's Nest. Pray hasten to Gridania, viewers. Ida and Papalima will rendezvous with you there. May you walk in the light of the crystal. Pleasure to see you as always, viewers. Thank you for answering my summons. Quite frankly, I could think of no one more qualified to... but we're getting ahead of ourselves. Allow me to explain. Not long ago, the Mughal Kuplo Kop visited the Adder's Nest to request an audience with the Elder Seatsier. He spoke of an imminent threat to all Mughal kind, one which would imperil the entire 12s would if left unchecked. You proved an able ambassador to the Sylphs, and we would have you reprise the role in our dealings with the Mughals. The rest you should hear from Kuplo Kop himself. He waits you with the Elder Seedseer at the Lotus Stand. Please, you have to stop them, but you mustn't kill them. They're not bad, Mughals, Kupo. They're just misguided. A gentle no. Firm thrashing is in order, yes, but no... Calm yourself, Kuplo Kop. Can you not see that he hasn't the faintest idea what you're talking about? Be quiet this instant. Pray forgive his witless outbursts, sister. Most grateful I am that you have come, viewers, and upon such short notice. Truly, Gridania could not wish for a more stalwart ally. But you are doubtless eager to know wherefore we summoned you. Our friend Kuplo Kop has brought us news of a most unsettling development. It would seem that good King Mogulmog XII has returned to Eorzea. Curious thing to hear, I know. Truth to tell, I can't myself say for sure if he's a genuine figure from history or some manifestation of Mughal mythology. Kuplo here would have me believe the former. Once upon a time, we Mughals served the gods in the heavens. It was quite nice up there. Unspeakably beautiful, unimaginably spacious, and with a literally endless supply of wine, Kupo. In spite of this, or possibly because of the last part, the gods eventually became discontented and started squabbling, which made life jolly difficult for the polar Mughals. So good King Mogulmog XII, may his glorious name live forever, decreed that the time had come to leave Kupo. The realm of man would suffice, he said, so all Mughals should live there instead. Unfortunately, the two realms are so far apart that we couldn't safely fly down. But good King Mogulmog XII, may his miraculous foresight ever be praised, knew exactly what to do, Kupo. He had a rope, you see, the longest one ever woven. This he nobly held while his subjects climbed all the way down to the world below. And that is how we Mughals came to this land, Kupo. All of us except good King Mogulmog XII, may his courageous sacrifice never be forgotten. He alone would reign in the heavens so that Mughal kind might at last know peace. Except he has not remained in the heavens, from what I understand, that being the reason for contacting us, yes? I'll bet he tied the rope to something. Good thinking. Remind me again, what was the problem with him returning to Eorzea? The problem, Ida, lies in the fact he was summoned. It's our belief that good King Mogulmog XII is a myth made manifest via means akin to those employed by the rest of the beast tribes in the summoning of their gods. Wait, you're saying a handful of Mughals with a boatload of crystals wished really, really hard and he just sort of appeared? That even work? What I cannot fathom is why they would even try. With Garuda humbled and Ultimate Weapon destroyed, what new threat could have prompted them to take such a drastic measure? Might that not in itself be the answer? Twice in the last half-decade, Eorzea has been through the very brink of destruction, only to be spared at last by the heroics of a chosen few. To you, who braved those tempests and survived by virtue of your own strength, this latest period of peace will doubtless seem a welcome respite. But to those who had not the power to defend themselves, who were spared only by another's grace, this is merely the calm before the storm. I think the Mughals are afraid of what tomorrow will bring, and that things may not end so well as they did yesterday. That fear has driven them to call upon a greater power, one they believe they can be relied on to protect their loved ones and their homes from what may. I assure you, the Mughals only want to protect the forest from outsiders, but ever since the return of good King Mogulmog XII, may his boundless grace fill our hearts with love, they've started to get a little carried away, Kubo. Verging on a lot, in fact. Like the Silster-summoned Ramu, you mean? We cannot discount the possibility that this entity is influencing the Mughals in a manner similar to that of a primal. We share the same concern. Whoever or whatever the king may be, it is our belief that he poses a threat, not only to Mughal kind, but to Gridania as a whole. Thus do we beseech you, viewers, confront good King Mogulmog XII, drive him from our midst. Humbly, I do thank you. The sanctuary of the Mughals and their liege lord is concealed by magical wards. Brother Isumi Yan of the Conjurers Guild will doubtless be able to offer insight on how they might be dispelled. Pray seek his counsel ere you proceed any further. Welcome, viewers, welcome. That you should be the one to face good King Mogulmog is of great comfort, to me and the elementals both. As I'm sure you know, the Mughals are not, by their nature, a warlike race. Yet should the king be suffered to remain, it is likely that his influence will bring about a change in them. Thus does it behoove us to defeat him quickly, before any lasting damage is done. Make whatever preparations you deem necessary, and inform me when you are ready to seek the king. Hail to the king, Gubo. The wards barring access to the king's sanctuary can only be nullified through the use of enchanted keystones, the selfsame method employed 5 years ago when the king was first summoned to Eorzea. It was with great regret that we were forced to sanction the slaying of guardians who then held the keystones, for none were in our possession at the time. But by the grace of the elementals, however, we have been spared that burden on this occasion. Kuplo Kopp confided in me that he had been trusted with a set of keystones by the Mughals themselves. Yet wishing not to betray their confidence, he begged me to find some other means to gain entry into the king's sanctum. Alas, I have been unable to do so, and I dare not labor any longer for fear that the Mughals might succumb to the corrupting influence of their liege lord. We must needs have Kuplo Kop's keystones, viewers. Pray go to him and beg his assistance. He awaits you at the West Shore Pier. Impress upon him the great need, and I'm certain he will yield. So, how will you do it, Kupo? Oh, he told you about that. Well, if there truly is no other way, I'll do it, Kupo. Take the ferry to Sweet Bloom Pier. I'll go on ahead. Whoa, the Mughals Guard are huge. I forgot how large they were. Open your eyes, Kupo. The king will never be satisfied, no matter how many crystals you bring him. We offered you a choice, and this is how you repay us? By consorting with this Aura. Imperial, Gridanian, Sylph, you're no different from the rest of them. Actually, you're worse, Kupo. Traitor to his kinsmoogle, he plots treason against the crown. Enough. Kuplo Kop will answer for his crimes soon enough, as will all who defy the will of good King Mogglmog the 12th. May he reign forevermore, Kupo. King is planning to purge the 12's root of his enemies, Kupo. We've got to stop him before it's too late. The entrance to Thornmarch is deep within the bramble patch, Kupo. If you take me there, I can nullify the ward. But be warned, the Mughals Guard has set traps to lure enchanted beasts. I can't hide from them, so you'll need to protect me, Kupo. Escort Kuplo Kop to safely to the warded entrance. Should you fail to defend him or move too far away, he will return to Sweet Bloom Pier, where you may rendezvous with him again. Okay. We're here, Kupo. I don't see any more beasts, do you? You ready to face the king, Kupo? Then step closer to the ward. Raise your hand and focus. Like when you attune to an aetherite, Kupo. I'll open the way for you. Alright, we got it. The rest is up to you, Kupo. Now go and teach those foolish Mughals a lesson. Send the king back whence he came. Accurate. So for this fight, these enemies come one by one. The general method you deal with it is, you see how that Moogle has a sword and shield? That's basically the equivalent of a gladiator class in this. So the two tank Moogles, the one with an axe and the one with sword and shield, you want to have tanked by one player and pointed to the side, because the one with the axe has a giant cone. I'll try to keep him alive just so I can show what it is. At least during the second phase. Because it is not something you want to deal with. You don't want to have that pointing at the party. Generally, you have one tank tanking the sword and shield Moogle and the axe Moogle. And then you have one tanking big guy here. If you look carefully, the mage Moogle cannot dance. Let's see if we can get the axe hit. Okay. So that's Moogle Go Round, which is the Paladins, I think, and that giant cone is the Axe Moogle. So that's why you really don't want to be dealing with all of these. You want the two tank Moogles to be facing the corner. By your majesty. Yeah, that group's my second least favorite Moogle. You did it, Kupo! You did it! Good King Mogulmog the 12th, may his mighty soul rest in peace, is no more! I shudder to think what might have happened had he not stopped the Moogle's guard when he did. Thank you, yours. Perhaps now they'll come to their senses and stop playing at fairy tales. Rest assured that the chieftain will have choice words for them, too. You should go tell Pukni Pak that the king is no more, Kupo. She is with Ryo at Camp Tranquil. You can relay the news to the chieftain. Do I dare believe my ears? Good King Mogulmog the 12th, may his magnificent virtue serve as an example to us all, has fallen? All Moogle-kind owes you a debt, Kupo. Ah, and I sense Ryo wishes to congratulate you as well. I shall let you two speak without fear of interruption. Arsena wishes to congratulate you on your victory over Good King Mogulmog the 12th. Your bravery and service to the 12swood and her Moogles shall not be forgotten, Viors. My sister will doubtless wish to hear the tale of great victory from the mouth of the man responsible. Pray return to the Lotus Stand and treat her to the full account of your day's events, while the details are still fresh in your mind. Yours, your return to us, unharmed and victorious. Thus, I have 2 reasons to be glad. Yet many questions remain unanswered. If you would be so kind as to oblige me, I would fain hear all that occurred in Thornmarch. Then it is as we feared. King really is a primal. He really isn't, is he? I mean, the Moogles don't worship him, for one thing. He's not even a god to them. That doesn't sound like any primal I've ever heard of. Then mayhap the fault lies with the definition. The fact that remains, through a combination of the power of the contained in the crystals and the force of their collective faith, the Moogles called forth a being that by rights should not exist. Moreover, when slain, said being left no corpse, the ether which comprised him instead being scattered to the 4 winds. According to the accepted definition, he may not be a primal, but the mode of his manifestation was in every respect the same. Which means Ascians. Whole business reeks of their handiwork. Popo. They said it was a masked man who had taught them how years ago. But Gradoni has no shortage of masked men. And I never thought to question. Confound it all. How many more will they ensnare with their tainted gifts? Too many, I fear. So long as there are paragons to stir the embers, fools to build the pyre, and crystals to feed the flames, ever and again shall we suffer primal visitation. A somber thought, but a salutary one. My heartfelt thanks are yours. Already the information you have provided has proven invaluable. The Grand Serpent Marshal and I have much to discuss. Oh, before you do, my lady, I was hoping we might finish discussing that other matter. The matter of which you speak has even now been settled. Sirens shall not want for support. We shall be glad to send additional supplies to Revenant's Toll. We knew we could count on you, my lady. While Ida and I remain to discuss the particulars of our arrangement with the Elder Seedseer, perhaps you could return to the Waking Sands and apprise the antecedent of all that transpired? It is good to see you hale and healthy, Viors. I received word from Ida and Papalymo that you had felled the good King Mogulmog the 12th, but I had hoped to hear your version of the tale. It was at this, they said, summoned with the same methods used by the beast tribes and taught by the Asians. Though unfortunate, this incident did at least serve to remind the Elder Seeds here of our usefulness. Your offer of additional support could not have come at a better time, and thanks be yours. Thanks for watching. I currently stream from noon to 4 Pacific time on Twitch and continue this New Game Plus run every Tuesday. If you appreciate the content, please like, subscribe, or watch me on Twitch.